Watermelon. Mr. Sandia. Parochial salutations to you. My beleaguered friend. Doesn't D look beleaguered? And belabored?
Is that a word?
I think so. Hey, get your face out of there, boy.
Just, you gotta ignore him for like 10, 15 minutes. Oh, you fucking
Hello.
Anyways. Good evening, fellow meat popsicles.
Ooh.
Dedicated readers of our minds.
I am your redeemer.
Megan is your redeemer today.
Didst thou know? Didst thou knowest I'm thine redeemer?
Neither of us dehydrated last night enough to warrant an electrolyte beverage and a tea beverage.
We needed this.
We are this. This is who we are.
This is what we will be made of today. And this.
Thanks for hanging out with us, everybody. I'm your host, Whitney Does, and I'm joined by my hetero life
mate. Yeah,
my lunchbox. Rubbish
dude,
cook.
I would be Kevin Smith.
Would I be? What's his name?
You're definitely Jay.
I am Jay.
You've got the hair, and you would wear the hat.
$15, little man. Put that shit in my hand.
If that money doesn't show the oh me.
We just lost half
Why do we have
of our
the same
viewers.
Culture? Whitney and I have the same exact culture.
So does Aaron's on the flip side,
Yeah.
but he grew up the exact same way we did.
It's true.
So, and that's why we all love each other very much.
There's a lot of love going around.
I gotta work on that when the camera's not rolling.
There's a lot of love going around. I mean, that was bad. That didn't sound like anything. You just gotta try. This is how I tell people to practice foreign languages too.
You gotta do it all the time.
You can't be ashamed of how stupid you're gonna sound.
No.
That's how you practice.
Right.
Just get rid of your shame and your fear and just dive in.
And then suddenly you're the president.
That's right.
Yes.
It's gonna happen.
Dude, I feel like there's so much to talk about.
I know. Where do we even start?
Where do we start? We start with the fact that I had a couple people rent my motorcycles yesterday. And they were Justin Bieber showrunners, and then they were telling me about Justin Bieber's motorcycle and how they were supposed to tour with this big trailer, and everybody was supposed to bring their fucking bikes, and the guy that was renting my Yamaha has like an RS660, and he's like, I'm never home. He's not going to be home for 2 years. Like when you sign up.
Who's going to feed his dog?
I don't know. A dog feeder, a professional dog feeder.
Wag the dog.
And he showed me Justin Bieber's motorcycle, and I was picturing something really lame because I'm a unbeknownst hater of popular culture for no particular reason.
Hates things that you like.
I hate things that you like.
It turns out his bike is constructed entirely out of gummy bears. It's the first one on Earth.
Sick KTM. I was like, oh.
He likes cool stuff.
Well, you guys like cool stuff because you're renting my shit. I didn't know he had a cool bike. I didn't know that.
Whitney.
I learned
gotta have an open mind, kiddo.
Lesson in judgment. It's so funny how it's just habitual. There's no real juice behind that juicerino, but.
Well, that's true, though. I mean, that's everybody's preconceived notions sort of put blinders on them. And if they don't investigate the truth behind their own assumptions, then you're always going to think that you know what's going on, when in reality, you have no fucking idea.
I get it. Your habits keep you alive. They keep you looking across the street and keep food in your fridge, but goddamn, there's a bunch of them that you just don't need.
Let them box you in, brah. You got to try it out. Try it all.
Try it out. Try it all. Don't judge a Justin Bieber by his potential motorcycle taste.
Baby, 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 oh. No, the song that I really love by the Biebs is Sorry. I love dancing to that song. But also, I'm kind of pissed by his memory too, because my dad used to call my hair like Bieber hair, because I had this thing going on and it was short.
Yeah.
And I was like, Dad, I definitely did it before Bieber.
Yes. All those things that us slightly emo leaning bell curvian it was fashionistas. I did it first. Hey, me. I know I had half my hair was white and black in high school, and then there were like other girls that copied me afterwards, and then I shaved my head. And
there's such a strong desire to stand out, and everybody stands out in the same way.
I think we would stand out less if we were seen by our elders.
Seeing by our elders? Seen,
witnessed, validated.
Our elders, they couldn't see us.
If your elders looked into your eyes and said, "I see you.
I see what you're doing,"
you wouldn't care what color your hair is.
And I'm not amused.
And then they kicked my ass as they stared deeply into my eyes.
I had many different hair colors, and I still am running the gamut of, because I feel like hair is a wig for me. It's just so easy to
There's
change,
a disconnect.
and yeah, it's not really something that when I think of my residual self-image, like how I look to myself, there's nothing going on up here. It's just like a blur.
Well, but also we discussed that you don't alter it. You don't have hair products, or it's not like so it doesn't represent you because you're
I definitely
not.
just like wetted it today with water. So like when you stand in the shower and the hot water feels so good on your forehead, and then you just get out and towel.
This is where Jonathan from Queer Eye would tell you that it's something that, deserves more attention and love. And
well, I would
like
love for JVN to give me a little
That'd be
care
sick.
package and instructions on what to do, because
Yes.
that's all I want. That's all I
Yes.
need.
Yes.
Somebody to be like,
It's
hey,
worthy. You're worthy.
you idiot. This is what you need to do. Here's what you need to do it with.
You gotta see my lady. My lady did that with me, and suddenly my hair is like manageable.
Your hair is fucking amazing.
It's
You're like
all her.
a jaw lion.
She describes it in a scientific way and what's happening, and that really stuck with me. versus,
She's a
like,
logician. We went over this yesterday. What is
I
it?
am a logician.
INTP.
NTP.
INFP. Do you guys subscribe to Myers-Briggs?
D. Myers-Briggs.
Diggs? Suggin' Diggs?
Briggs.
Myers-Briggs, Suggin' Diggs? Woo! So you had some motorcycle bits.
I had some motorcycle bits. I fucking went off on the dishwasher packets this morning because they never dissolve, and I'm like, these are nuclear packets of fucking radioactive bullshit that kids eat that don't make sense to me, that don't make sense to anything. They never dissolve. They smear plastic all over my fucking dishes, and I was like screaming into the dishwasher, and Lucas was like, are you gonna talk, is that gonna be on your podcast? Can you talk? I was like, fucking pieces of Todd shit.
You know what really
Fucking
grinds
rub
her
my
gears?
ass.
Fucking dishwasher packs.
I feel less passionately about it right now because I'm just going to ban, what's that big brand of dishwashing shit?
Dawn.
It's just Guan.
Dawn.
Hey, Dawn, you fucking Guan.
Hey, Dawn. Pack your stuff and go. Get out. You're gone.
Just dissolve. Oh, that's right. You can't.
What if your water's not hot enough?
I don't know what it is. Yeah, maybe it's a dishwasher's fault.
It's like not the packs at all. I don't know, man. I don't have a dishwasher. I don't use a dishwasher.
Let me get in on this.
I do it by hand. I recently doted upon myself by buying one of those
dishwasher
dish. It has
A sponge?
like the tube where you put the soap in the
Is it
handle.
the long boy?
Yeah,
The long boy.
So now I feel like protected and detached when I'm washing dishes.
Yeah.
Like my hand, I usually use a sponge and get in there, but now I'm like,
Now you feel like an elevated ape.
I'm a fucking queen now.
Yeah, fucking queen, mate.
I'm a fucking queen. So I've been doing shooty hoops in the morning,
Yes.
as always, and it's such a dream. I always feel like, for lack of a better word, a fucking baller. But
she balls hard.
yesterday morning there was a deceased bird on the court. It was a baby bird.
Yes.
It's that time of year, and also it was very windy and stormy, so I think maybe it flew out of a tree or something. I don't know what happened, but it was
trying to play basketball.
before I left. I found a leaf and a stick, and I
made a taco.
I gobbled it up. I didn't want it to go to waste. Rubbish cook it all.
Thanks for using the word gobbled. Like, that's inappropriate.
I laid it to rest, out of respect, and I said something like, there's always weirdos in their cars, just like sitting in the parking lot.
Living in
like
there.
some of them are living there. Some of them, who knows? So I just try and mind my business. But I had this little dead bird on a leaf, and I was like laying it under the honeysuckles by the basketball court, and I was like, the Buddha in me recognizes the Buddha in you, and like the life force. I just wanted to put it on earth so that it could disintegrate and return. And then I picked a flower and put it on its little corpse, because if you put something with seeds on top of organic matter, it's almost like giving it a renewal. But anyway, this morning there was another fucking bird on the court.
The universe is like, oh, I got another one.
So birds in a lot of different mythologies are referred to as like the messengers of heaven.
Mm-hmm.
And when my dad passed away, for like the next year or so, I kept on seeing dead birds, or like experiencing dead birds, and I would always give them little burials. Like at the hotel, there was a little segment out in the alley between the hotel and the 21st Street Co-op where I buried all the birds that I found. And there was one evening where I was laying on my bed with Willow, and it was when I lived in the Fruth Street tree house kind of place. It was like up on the second level. It was a studio, but a whole wall was windows, and it was surrounded by a bamboo forest. Yeah, it was such a bummer. But so we were just laying on the bed and had all the windows open, and this bird flies in and, you know, flies around the ceiling like crazy, like
spraying diarrhea all over you.
And then it got fucking caught in the ceiling fan and crashed to the ground dead. Yeah. And I was just like, what do you want? Why can't your messengers get to me? Like, what is going on? And so whenever I see birds, I just feel like an affinity for birds. They always make me think about dinosaurs. They're like the ancestors of them. And I think people misunderestimate them.
Yeah, and we're so detached from them. Where are they? What are they doing?
I feel like,
where do they live?
I got a thing for birds. Birds got a thing for me too. They fly about me. They like my presence.
I think they call that's your totem animal. Your totem animal.
Yeah, I would take a bunch of birds, because my animal inspiration that I identify with is flamingo.
I didn't know that.
And then my favorite animal used to be, like when I was in middle school and you had to like choose your favorite everything, it was a peregrine falcon.
Sick.
Because they would get up to like 200 miles per hour in like mid-dive. So that's my spiel on birds. Like,
fuck yeah.
I've just been really paying attention to them and trying to vibe with them.
We should look up bird totems for next time.
Hell yeah.
Your bird totem.
Whoa, speaking of Birdo asked us a question.
Ooh.
Do you want to talk about Birdo's question
Fuck
now?
yeah, I want to talk about fucking Birdo's question.
Birdo, thank you for sending us questions all the time. You support our podcast more than anyone else.
Thanks, Birdo.
Many thanks. Okay. He gave us a trailer for What the Bleep Do We Know? I haven't looked at the trailer yet, but I'm pretty sure I've seen that.
I'm pretty sure I've seen that too, but it came out a while ago,
Yeah.
so I'd have to be reminded.
I need to take a look. But he says, I believe we control and create our destinies to a huge extent, and I think creative visualization is a huge part of that. However, there's a lot each of us can't control. What do you think about the ways in which outside forces, be they people or other events, affect our intentions? When I read that first, I envisioned like this chaotic swirling of all these different pathways.
You mean the fucking wind sculpture outside of HEB that we call God?
The sculpture
I'll put
outside
a picture
Mueller
of it.
HEB is God.
Every time I cross, it's this massive wind sculpture, and it's got all these different orbs.
It's got cups and,
and orbs and colors.
Catches channels of air all over the place.
I was like, that's what God looks like.
Definitely. Every direction and no direction. What do you think about Birdo's question? Visualization.
I wrote down stuff so that I don't like lose my shit and we get battered by the demonic forces
we should put on aluminum foil hats.
We should have aluminum foil dunce hats. Remember we were reading about dunce hats and how they're supposed to funnel knowledge into dumb people's brains, which is I was like, there might be something to that.
Best idea you've ever had.
And it should be aluminum foil because otherwise if it's white, it's too much like a fucking KKK.
It's a little clammy. Aluminium.
Well, Berto, I just got this book called Ritual, an Essential Grimoire. Is that how you pronounce that? Grimoire?
It's sort of
Grimoire.
like war.
Because, little brief history, don't want to go down a gigantic rabbit hole with the history of my spirituality, but I was an avid meditator for upwards of a decade, and it wasn't until I watched Midnight Gospel with Damien Eccles, who was he was on death row for a million years. Look him up, very cool. But he had a fucking Japanese meditator, a guru guy. There's a better word, culturally
guru guy, you know,
name for that. Would visit him as often as he could when he was in solitary confinement, whatever. And eventually he got to the path of Western occultism magic, what we know as magic, which is essentially meditation with visualizations. This was during peak quarantine, so I was just like breastfeeding and watching Midnight Gospel, and I fucking dove into Damien Eccles, looked into the visualizations that I incorporate into my already daily meditation, and my whole fucking world exploded.
Big time.
Because I have a rapid imagination. Mm-hmm. It's a fucking like turntable that goes 80 miles an hour all the time, and if there's no records to put on it, I'm spiraling. So that visualization aspect changed everything. And so I got really deep into that, and everything started aligning. I got hired at Yummy Noob. I thought I was gonna have to go back to bartending, but it was just like really crazy. And so this book is essentially, here we go. Fourfold breath. Find a restful position in which you can relax. As you breathe in to a count of 4, think of spring, flowers, cool showers, the bright green of new leaves, bugs, and birds coming alive with noise. Hold for 4 seconds as you bring to mind the scents, sounds, sights, tastes, and sensations of glorious springtime. As you breathe out for 4 seconds, summer arrives. Hot sun, cool swimming pools, vibrant colors, warm evenings, ice cream. Hold for 4 seconds as you immerse yourself in the sense of summer. And then he does it for autumn and winter. And it's like, he's like, was somebody doing the fourfold breath? Murphy's like, that's my middle name.
Dude, get down.
This will fucking change. It'll change everything. It'll change your essence. I think these are essentially rituals for balance and for spiritual balance, which is really important to manifest. You cannot manifest anything if you're angry, you're depressed, you're stricken with grief, you're addicted to something. Manifesting stuff, kind of, you're just going to be tripping.
You have to be kind of unhindered.
Yes, you'll manifest what you're. It's like want. Begets want.
Yes.
If you want something and you're manifesting want, well, guess what? You're going to get more want. That's how it works. You're not visualizing the end, which is, I have everything I've always ever needed. There's a really cool one in here, but Berto's asking about how other people's realities affect our own manifestation.
Yes.
And the way I've always seen it is, we're all fractured shards of God, and we all have free will, and free will is what kind of fucks everything up. It makes you want to, shove crazy stuff up your butthole and eat fast food, and I don't know, do bong rips of
the problem is choice. You have so eloquently put.
And so everyone's gears are spinning on a delicate fucking axle of free will and true desire. And you're also a gear. So other people's gears are affecting your gear. But if you stay the path, you will sometimes those gears are bigger or smaller or have more teeth or have less teeth. You need to align that opportunity or that manifestation, no matter what it is, needs to align with yours. And that takes time. Sometimes maybe that job position or that instance won't come around to you until a certain time, and you're going to like spin on a different gear, a different rotation with a different tooth aligned. So it's like you have to stay the course. And you know, I always get pissed when they're like, if God exists, and why does he give kids cancer? And it's like, what? God does what? Nothing. God doesn't do shit. He's not this dude being like, sharded on your pants. You know, it's like, God didn't do that.
God is love. God is life.
It's not this person with dictated opinions that only you get to decide. And
God doesn't sit in a chair.
No.
God is the wind and the rain.
God is just the petri dish, you know, and when you make space for love, that's when miracles happen. But that's you performing the miracle. That basis of miraculousness is always there. You're just not witnessing it. It's not someone else's fucking doing, you idiot. Zingalingus.
What my colleague is trying to say is it seems like you can manifest through your imagination and your true, deep, loving, hopeful intentions, but other people are also doing the same thing. So I guess my question for the question is, what if somebody manifests harder than you in the opposite way that you are pushing?
Yeah, then you're getting into dark magic, right?
That's scary.
And luckily, not a lot of people are powerful enough to do that. I mean, are all of our politicians performing
fucking
some
dark
sort of
wizards?
Ritual? I don't know. Probably. But I think there's always going
the
to be
basement
more
of
good
the
than
White
bad.
House. It's all draped and everyone's like, oh, I don't even want to think about it. It feels gross.
Yeah, that Birdo is actually, this is a great segue into what I'm bringing to the round table.
Let's hit it.
But to end this, so this is homework for Birdo and all other 75 listeners. Sleep manifestation magic. This was the first one I opened up to, and this one is so fucking tight. So everyone has to do this for a week.
Hell yeah.
Write us your thoughts.
This is your homework.
Find us on fucking Instagram, YouTube, whatever. Get into our butts. Okay,
Stay out of mine.
Okay, well, yeah, get out, but get into the butts of our messages.
Get into the butts of our brains. You know what I mean?
Sleep manifestation magic. As you prepare for sleep, speak to yourself about what you are. I am creative. I am confident. I am talented. I am prosperous. I am willing. I am open to potential. My life is divinely orchestrated and perfectly successful. There. Just say that before you go to bed.
I feel like I say shit like that to myself
That's
all the
why
fucking time.
You told me some other shit, and I'm like, Megan, do you know you're a fucking magician? That's what you do. You're just doing it naturally, which typically means what my...
I'm a good witch.
She's a good witch. What Sarah told me was that if you're doing that, like I'm already inclined to be doing that sort of stuff, you've been a magician before. And especially where you come from. In a previous
life?
Yes. You come from fucking Virginia, which is kind of like where all that stuff in America sort of originated.
Well, shit. Yeah, I feel like there's just a strong tendency within myself to move forward, and forward is the direction of my desires, and my desires are always just like, I don't know, I just feel so much happy and joy, and I just want to like blast.
You have an unbreakable spirit, which is just so tight that I have never met someone else who has an unbreakable spirit.
Well, I hope nothing happens in the rest of my life that tries to break me, but I know that if it does, I won't let it.
Nothing will break you.
Nothing will break me.
So let me check the camera.
Hey, how we doing?
Oh man,
what's up?
I may have not been fully in the picture the whole time.
Damn it.
That's okay.
It's just like me being a slack-jawed yokel, like listening to what you're reading and saying.
Shit, guys, someday we'll get a couple cameras. It'll happen.
I'm gonna get a GoPro one day and just wear it everywhere I go.
The day is today.
Did you get me a GoPro?
I have two that mostly don't do anything.
Oh, well.
You and I do have to film a motorcycle video soon.
Yes, I was thinking about that when
chat.
I was driving in.
We'll chat because I've been mentally preparing. I've never had a passenger on my motorcycle, but I'm like, it's going to be Megan and we're going to ride around.
Oh, yes, dude.
Okay, so yesterday we were supposed to film our podcast, but chaos happened. And I was like, what am I going to bring to the table? What am I going to bring to the table? As I'm putting Ruby down for a nap. So I do what I always do and I look at what's in front of me and I'm listening to this incessant fucking nursery rhyme. She wants to put it on repeat and that's fine. I have bartender ears. I can tune it out. It's not a big deal. But what has been grinding my gears lately is the fucking antiquity of these.
Oh, yeah. They're so outdated.
They're so outdated. And I was like, oh my God. What if what's holding humanity back is the fact that all to these children are chanting this?
Yeah.
Because kids love hand movements and they love the rhythm and they love dancing and they love that. And I was like, what if we fucking made positive affirmations, new lullabies that had meaning and intention, and then we blasted that onto an episode of Cocomelon, and suddenly what is ringing through every fucking suburban household is a song with meaning and delight.
Oh my God.
That beckoned.
Are we gonna start making kid programs?
Earth-shattering fucking positivity into your life. And
that's a dope idea.
I am so fucking sick. So I brought notes of some of these fucking nursery rhymes. Ring Around the Rosie. They don't know if that's about the Black Plague or not. But it's like, it was first recorded in 1307. You're like, we have to stop singing this.
But it's so creepy. Ashes.
Yes.
Ashes.
And that's why Waco happened.
All
and
fall down.
9/11. Because what are we doing? The dark side of our past is the only thing that's like peeking forward. So we got to change it, Megan. Also, these videos have like 19 billion views. I mean, this is affecting consciousness. It has to.
And we were talking about like the power of doing things in groups before. So it's like if you can orchestrate this many minds to focus on this one asinine, completely just like stupid thing, then what if you put actual good bits
and you
in there?
had fun hand movements and a fun dance to kind of bring it all to fucking together.
Yes.
Because I was thinking about the lesser banishing ritual, the lesser banishing of the pentagram ritual. A star, you start with the bottom left point and you banish energy upwards.
Okay.
And then from that top point, you bring energy down from the source. So you're banishing evil energies, and then you're bringing down positive energies, and then you're sealing it with the rest of the star. And before you practice magic, you are protecting your space with right side up pentagrams. And you seal them, and there's just so much energy there, positive energy. You're constantly cleansing the space around you, which always needs to be cleansed. And you're bringing down light from the infinite sun,
I feel like there's a lot of power behind rituals like that.
The first documentation of the nursery rhyme London Bridge since 1657. Okay, we're still Cocomelon's got that fucking song on Spotify.
That's nuts.
Okay, author Alice Bertha suggests that the London Bridge falling down rhyme refers to the medieval punishment known as immurement. Immurement.
Is that putting somebody into a wall?
Immurement is when a person is encased in a room with no openings or exits and is left to die, and was popularly done with children.
Whoa, that is crazy. That's like the cask of Amontillado. That's a Poe short story where this person gets walled in. They basically are like building the bricks in front of them. But it's disgusting to think about that happening to children.
So I wanted to know how old the London Bridge is, which the old London Bridge was built in 1202. And they think, too, that obviously the immurement thing and the medieval times of this bridge, whatever, collapsing, is also, there was a Viking who tore it down.
They tear everything down, don't they?
They do. And they did.
Agents of Chaos.
Kid, I'm gonna ban this fucking song from my fucking house because you are pulling in unknowingly ancient shit. Yeah. And it is probably destroying everything. So stop singing that song.
I think there are a lot of seemingly innocuous things that we do and we're not really aware, we're not really paying attention to what we're giving energy to. So I think just like a greater awareness and like analysis of the things going in and out of our brains would benefit us and those around us. I can't think of another example, but these are all pretty spine-chilling.
The itsy bitsy spider, I'm like, can we do anything else?
Mm-hmm. What do you do?
Yeah, and then down came the rain and washed the spider out. I was like, we should be, of course, my occult brain, I'm like, we should be doing something that actually does something. Like, let's not waste our time with this. What is this doing? Who invented that song? I don't fucking know.
Yeah, what is it for? To give kids...
They need songs. They need them. They need songs and rhythm and dance. They need it so bad. And I was like, are they this way because we're supposed to be utilizing this? Is this ancient DNA programming where we're supposed to be, like Native Americans?
All school should be singing and dancing. The
ceremony.
Best way that I learned, wrote facts is in songs.
Yeah.
Like the state capitol songs. I still remember all that shit. And it's because it was in a song form. Like, what if everything we learned was in a song? Yeah,
I remember reading this little quip about where the modern day school structure comes from, which is a old like Russian, Ukrainian worker bee model for your idiot civilians that had this is what it was. You would sit in a classroom. Yeah, and you would sit in a classroom and this is what created the most perfect factory worker, and that's the origin of the modern day school.
Docile.
Yes. And so it's like, can we shake this shit up? Please?
Shake that shit. Well, it sounds like you're ready for a paradigm shift.
I am. You know what? I've got a camera. I've got microphones. I don't know. I got to think of some positive, fun stuff.
Oh, we got it. We got that.
It sucks that I can't put the occult label on it because it has been branded
charged
evil. It's also, satanic panic. That was recent. I mean, that was like the 80s.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure there are millions of people who are still terrified of even those words.
Have I ever told my Baphomet story on the podcast?
Not that I know of. Please proceed.
Do you have time?
I got all the fucking time in the world.
I took a standard dose of mushrooms, but what I failed to forget was that I had been fasting and doing yoga 2 to 3 weeks before consuming mushrooms. So,
consistently doing both of those things?
Yep, fasting. I had all my Onnit supplements.
Like an ascetic monk.
Yeah, I was just in the zone or whatever, following that ebb and flow of or eating French fries every day. Yeah. It's like I was in the upswing. Flow. And so Lucas and I did mushrooms in a smoothie with maca powder and fucking cocoa nib, just this what we didn't know we were making was a brew of
that's a potion, dude.
I remember cleaning the oven vent and my hand started getting really big and I was like, it's been 10 minutes. I was like, oh shit, this stuff's supposed to take an hour. Oh shit. And I got fucking hit like a ton of fucking bricks. And I am somebody who has read a lot about bad trips and how to help people through that. So good thing it was happening to me because I had to cling on to my sanity. Within an hour, I was balls deep into a fractal, and Lucas and I were listening to Calm Trues, which is this like chill electronic music, and as the sun was setting, I kept going deeper, and I was holding Lucas's hands being like, I need you to tell me that it's wearing off or and suddenly it was similar to labor. Like I always get physical, because when you're eating mushrooms you are poisoning yourself, so a lot of people
I always feel that queasiness.
You're supposed to put it in a tea to kind of remove that and not consume the actual flesh of the mushroom to not get sick. And I was like trying to keep the shit in my butt and the food in my stomach, and I was just laboring, and there was like this intense labor, and I was having a trip about a racetrack. Whoa. Like a racetrack. And God, I can't remember his name right now. Lucas. There's a famous racer who
Tony
died.
Stewart.
Tony Stewart?
Dale Earnhardt Jr.
He was a racer. I think he died violently in a crash. He used to, I'll find his name and I'll put him up, but Top Gear had this beautiful episode about him. I sobbed like a baby. I don't know why I was getting so emotional about racing. Well, it's because it's a psychological sport. It's all psychological. It's not anything else.
Like you have to have psychological stamina in order to...
That's all racing is. How fast can you fucking go without dying? That's your brain. That's nothing else. And so that always kind of stuck with me, and I had this strange fascination with motorcycles from no one or nowhere or anything. And so that's what my trip was about. And it was about like gasoline and pistons and the engine case and the crank and how many pistons. And I'm losing my mind.
She's a war boy. You are one of Immortan Joe's war boys.
I finally was reaching the end of this insane trip. I remember Lucas is like, let's go outside. And I was like, I don't have a body. Dude, I don't have a fucking body. And he brought out this Salvador Dali pop-up book. We've got like this. Oh, dude, it's so good.
Is everything melting?
Yeah, it's perfect, and you like pull the little flaps at the,
oh my god,
it's amazing. I felt really comforted by it, and
he's such a good nurse.
Yes, I looked at him, I'm like, I don't mean to be a pussy, but I need help right now.
Be a pussy, have a pussy, do a pussy.
I think if I slipped into pussyism, I would have cried. It would have been bad. So it was really important for me to like spiraled downward. Yeah. And it worked. And I stood up and I looked out my patio door, which was a dark kind of creepy backyard because it's Texas. And there's a gigantic Baphomet head. Huge. And it looks real. Is that like the
goat demon thing?
Yes. I've never seen a real one. Because when you're on psychedelics, I always thought it would be cartoony, but it's not. It's like real.
Whoa. Did you see that movie, The Witch?
Yes.
And with Black Phillip, the goat?
Yeah, it was like that. But it was really big. And I was like, don't freak out. I was like, don't freak out.
How do you not freak out?
When you're on drugs, you're supposed to face everything, because if you resist it, it's going to get worse. And so I was facing it. And I was like feeling into it. And I was like about to tell Lucas, I was like, maybe I should just keep this to myself for a moment as I take it all in.
I'm just going to enjoy this. You know what?
And as I picked up on this Baphomet head, I was like, oh, it doesn't feel evil. I was like, oh, that's weird. I thought it'd be evil or something.
Nice.
I was like, oh, no. Oh, wait, it's warning me. I was like, I feel like this is a warning. And I told Lucas, and he's like, okay, I gotta go order a pizza. It disappears.
He like slides.
Orders a fucking pizza. which to me is just a feat when you're on mushrooms. If you can pick a pizza, figure it out, call them, get money, which you're like, I always get stuck on the fact that it exists.
The concept of money.
Yeah, I'm like,
is this enough chits? Should I go into my treasure chest and get some more ducats? Do you need more chits? Is this sufficient for the dough, the baked dough that you're providing?
Being on acid in Baltimore at a Rite Aid, buying 20 Cadbury eggs.
You just put down like $100 bill. And you're like,
we
keep
like
the change,
threw
man.
cash and ran. And the lady working, she was this, I mean, she was huge. I saw her not on drugs too. She
looked like Baphomet too.
300-pound woman, and she had like those long fingernails where you can't grab anything.
How do you wipe your butt? Different topic, different conversation.
And so to wrap this quaint little story up, it was warning me that the curse that had been brought upon my family, its avatar was in the front yard, which is where,
Wait.
I remember my aunt sending me an article about the Hasselmeyers, somebody being executed by the Catholic Church for passing out pamphlets of truth.
Oh.
And so I was like, oh, well, I feel related to him. But you may have crossed somebody in that medieval time in Austria or wherever it was to curse the family. And so all of a sudden this like curse information was being funneled into my brain. And Baphomet was like, put on the cloak that your mother-in-law made you. And my mother-in-law had sent me randomly a mint cloak. I still have it. It's amazing.
Is this registering with you?
Should I go get it?
Can you get the fucking cloak, please? What the hell? I don't understand how we've been friends for so long and I've never seen this fucking Pam mint cloak. Also, I just touched the mic stand and my thumb made an imprint and it looked like a snowy owl. So that's my bird thing again. You see what you want to see. Do you know what I mean? Some people want to see Baphomet, and I've seen Baphomet when I was doing pretzels at Le Cordon Bleu. We were making pretzels. What the fuck? Are you kidding me? Why don't you wear this every day? Oh my god. I don't know if you can see it. That is an amazing piece.
Look at this.
Whoa, I am extremely envious of your cloak.
Call Pam. Pam will make you. She just sent it to me.
Wait, so, okay, you're wearing that on your birthday when we present to you all of
Wanna
our
go dirt biking,
all of our bits. But can you explain to me what the message was regarding the cloak again?
for protection. Grab
From your
cloak.
family's curse.
Yes, to go fight the avatar in the front room.
Did you do it?
Yes, I turned off all the lights, and I went to the bedroom. And it was funny because in this psychedelic stupor, I turned off all the lights. My bedroom was full of religious artifacts. I had a rosary. I had this cool Jesus painting. I had Krishna. I had Buddha. I had the Oaxacan deities, which those have got to go because I think those might not be that good. All in my bedroom, and I was like, did I subconsciously put these all up as protection because this fucking feminine avatar of my family's curse was like outside.
Wait, what makes you think it's feminine?
It felt feminine.
Oh, okay.
And I fought her psychologically by trying to figure out what was happening, and suddenly like all of my aunts and uncles were pistons in an engine, and some of them were firing too fast and some of them weren't firing at all, and like me reaching this essentially confidence booster of motorcycle riding was like what was like my hurdle to get on and kind of fight the battle and not let it deteriorate, because there's a lot of people in my family who have deteriorated. They're well, that's not true. Not deteriorated. Not reached.
Do you mean like when they die and pass away and their bodies
There's a lot of them.
deteriorate?
There are people who struggle in my lineage with all sorts of different ailments, and they will never get to their full potential because of these ailments. And so it was just crazy to witness all of that. And then I remember like facing the darkness,
with your cloak on.
with my cloak on, and I saw like the pizza lady drive up. I was like, pizza! Yay! I'm so hungry. I've depleted every nutrient because I've been tripping balls for 8 hours fighting an avatar demon curse. And then I ate pizza, and I was like, I don't think I want to go back in there. I feel like I've had enough. See you next time, demon lady.
Oh my god, that is incredible. You're just like tripping balls, wearing a cloak, fighting your family's generational curse because of something that Baphomet
scary
suggested
sharing that story, but hey, that's what happened. And I haven't seen Baphomet since. I haven't felt the crazy avatar lady. Then I had a really traumatic birth, which was crazy because from that trip, the day after, I was like, I'm ready to be a mom. And then I got pregnant like a month later.
Was it because you banished the feminine curse?
It's because I went through labor.
Oh man.
And I knew it was possible, and relief felt divine. And it was like that with my birthing. Every mom experiences the divine relief at the end of the vaginal canal.
Her womb formed another human's brain.
I always thought about that. Like, I'm like, why do people want pussies that have never had a brain in it? Well, like, I was thinking about like older upper echelon rich billionaires who want, the supermodel. I'm like, don't you want a mother?
Don't you want to take this meat suit for the ride that it is capable of doing?
Yeah, it just seems like empty to think of it that way. Anyways,
fuck everybody and their opinions.
Shit. What were we just talking about?
Oh. Well, I said that you banished the feminine curse.
Oh, and then Ruby's birth
Birthing.
was traumatic and archaic and felt a little bit cursy because my cousins, both of my female cousins on the side that this trip had been centered around, had the same exact thing happen to them, and it was happening to me.
Oh wow.
So there was
it is
4
like
births that were all like that.
The trauma of your lineage just passing down.
Yeah, and then my sister just didn't do that, which was great. I'm like, oh, there's one of us, 1 out of 4. It's not bad.
She wasn't hung up on that.
No, and the baby was stuck in the position, and also it's like
Osiris, you mean?
Yeah, Osiris was also facing the wrong way, and she said her midwife jumped on the table that Erica was on and started manually turning the baby the right way. And
wow.
She said it felt like, she had pushed on her stomach 1,000 times to get the baby to turn, and it finally turned.
Whoa, that's so cool.
Yeah. So then she didn't have to, because I overheard the nurses saying like, oh, it's stuck in OP, it's not turning. And I was like, I'm going to leave.
And then the midwife
I went to
like,
Central Market. Yeah. Midwife jumped up there and got on there and fucking.
That is so cool. That is so badass. Just like taking charge and birthing the life. It's overwhelming to think about.
Birthing life. I was
life.
told that you had questions. You were like, I have so many questions.
I do, but I'm like entranced.
Sorry, we can pause. We can edit this out.
I just
relax.
I loved it. I loved you sharing that. And my brain is mushy.
Yeah, but mushy is good. I feel like mushy is when stories that I had no intention of sharing with the internet could just start coming out.
I'm so glad you did. Let's see here.
What color cloak do you want?
Maybe purple, actually.
I was gonna say purple.
Yeah.
All right.
I've never, my favorite color is green, but whenever I envision some type of cloak or blanket or dress in my spiritual mind's eye, it's always just a million different iridescent shades of purple.
Yes. Maybe
purple
we should
just feels so royal.
Purple's your third eye.
It's definitely when I was going to therapy still, I was doing, I forget what it's called, but it's body work maybe, where you try and go inside and envision things. And the purple, the shapeless, formless purple dress was a very strong image for me. So I think purple. I wanted to say to you, dude,
Quarter cup of flour, 1 teaspoon sugar.
dude, I'm late. Did I write it down? Oh, I told my bird stories. Okay, this is a completely different topic.
Do it. Switch it up.
What's the way that you want to be loved? What is your favorite way to feel love? And I guess also, what's your favorite way to show love?
I've recently discovered how Lucas loves acts of service. I was like, oh shit.
Like,
oops.
Here, babe, I shined your saxophone for you.
I know it's coming today.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Lucas bought a saxophone, and I feel like, I'm like, oh, well, it was nice being your wife because you're just going to take off to the moon and be a fucking badass saxophone
He's going to get one of those hats. What are those little...
Wait, there's a hat?
I feel like sax players wear...
Hats?
They're not called
sax
pork
hat.
pie hats. Maybe they are called pork pie hats. I don't know, anyway. But yeah, it's totally about your love and your experience of it. And
I love intellectual connection and charging with the one as you connect and make sense of everything. Because I remember, like, I talked to myself a lot and telling my therapist, like, I'm tired of this. And she's like, that's probably just how you process things. It moves into a different part of your brain when you speak.
That's how I do it too. I talk to myself in the mirror all the time.
I was like, oh, well, then it's fine. And I embrace this. And then I was like, yeah, that's definitely part of the love language is cerebral tickling.
That's so hot.
Will you tickle my cerebellum?
Can you open up your skull and open up mine too and let them connect?
You could have the hottest man on earth come in, burst into my house and be like, I like sports. And I'd be like, I gotta go.
I got
I'm
nothing
running away.
for you.
I'm leaving.
I'm sorry. We don't connect.
I'd rather marry a chia pet. Deal with that. Not that you can't, obviously you can like sports. But there's a big disconnect there.
You also have to like metaphysical inquiry. So those two don't usually coexist.
I think it's hard to find an intellectual musician, spiritualist who also likes to sit down and watch
Limp
sports.
Bizkit videos. She found him, ladies and gentlemen, and she married him.
I always want to propose to Lucas again when I hear Limp Bizkit blasting. Like in the car, I can hear what song he's
Keep
listening
on
to.
rolling,
yeah, I'm
baby.
like, oh God, that is the one for me.
I'm so glad you found your one. It's amazing to witness. They complement each other in so many different ways.
He's just the dong having version of me.
I love that.
I am donkless.
You are not dongless.
I do have a giant dong.
She's got the giganticest dong that you ever did see.
Worship my dong, everybody.
Dong worship.
How do you like to be loved?
Shoot. I like words too.
Mm-hmm.
I really, really like
Communication.
words of affirmation.
Connection, yeah.
Communication. It means a lot to me to like see something that was written just for me or just to me, you know. I also dig physical touch, and I think that's important. I'm a cuddle bug.
It's hard to pick one.
Yeah, I think that I can be loved in a lot of different ways, but mainly words of affirmation and physical touch.
Do you need gold doubloons?
Fuck no.
Nope.
There's a good Courtney Barnett lyric where she says, "Give me all your money and I'll make some origami, honey." I think she's just so clever.
What's her name? Let me write that down.
Courtney Barnett. I'll make you a playlist soon.
Please.
But yeah, I think money, like we were talking about chits and ducats earlier, it's necessary for us to operate in this realm.
And I want to share them with, like you want to, Aaron likes to do things for other people. It's nice to.
I do like having money so that I can dote upon my loved ones.
Yes.
That's really nice. But I don't think that it's a requirement on any specific day of the year. For example, Christmas.
No, I don't. Yeah, we
I'm
don't
not
ever
buying
buy
Christmas gifts.
We don't buy gifts for people either because we're like.
But
we
if I
feel
see
forced.
something that you gotta have, I'll pick it up.
Yeah.
And I'll give it to you. But I do like wrapping presents. So
Yes. Oh,
I like that.
well, we should shop over here then.
We should. Really, I sort of like to thrift and just find like a cool discarded
Tchotchke?
rubbish bit,
Yeah.
you know, and rescue it from the abyss and give it new life. That's my favorite way to, if I were to give people gifts.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, I was just thinking about love for no particular reason.
No reason at all.
No particular reason at all, actually.
All right.
Excuse me.
Something in the air.
Becoming flushed. I drank all of my pink drink. I'll have some melon. Mi corazón de melón.
I'm going to set up buy us a coffee, which is like a thing that podcasters do. So that, well, I thought it'd be more fun instead of you guys supporting us through, a coffee. We could just go out and buy whatever we think is really funny or interesting.
At Terra Toys.
Yeah. And they would just fuel fodder for the podcast.
They have really cool temporary tattoos there.
Do they really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit. How late are they open till?
I got this wolf packet. They also have, like, insects. They have...
Dude, Terra Toys, you guys, in Austin is like Pee-wee's Playhouse.
It's so cool.
It's massive and it's cool, and I like to see how busy it gets. It's a fun experience to go there. They have a coffee shop?
They have really cool Japanese food stickers. That's just amazing.
I didn't go into that. I'm stuck in the baby section with Ruby, so I didn't get to peruse.
Their miniature displays, I am completely enchanted by. I like mini versions of real things. I guess I also like gigantic versions of real things.
I do like oversized sunglasses. Get me. I see someone in that shit.
Oh my
piss
God.
my
How much
pants.
time do we have left? I have a pair of gigantic sunglasses in my car that my dad gave me.
Wait, like the
Can I
real?
run and get them?
Yeah.
BRB.
Wait, do you keep his stuff in your car?
No, it's like something that I thought I was going to get rid of, but I can't.
Oh yeah, don't.
So I put everything like that in a box. It's just rattling around in my trunk. You might as well be walking on the sun. My dad, speaking of gifts, he would just give me the stupidest stuff, and I loved it. Like these ridiculous
Where do
glasses.
you think he got these from?
Well, he worked at Walmart.
Oh, I can see it.
On my 21st birthday, he gave me a Nerf gun, and it was the perfect gift.
Yeah.
I was like, this is awesome, Dad. Prepare to die.
Pow! Murder-suicide.
There's a really good picture of him with two Nerf darts stuck to his glasses. Like, my daughter shot me in the face. So, yeah, these are them.
Those are insane. I'm
Yeah.
so glad you're showing me those.
I'm glad that you have a cloak on. I think these are the gifts of our ancestors.
These are. They're imbued with a propellant.
I think I have too many teeth.
For real?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Well, do your teeth go all the way up to your ears?
I mean, like, the end of my jaw, yeah.
Well, touch right here.
Shut the fuck up. Murphy, get off my cloak.
Go up.
These aren't teeth.
Aren't they? Isn't that a tooth?
No.
They're teeth.
Open your mouth.
She's not a dentist.
Open
They're
your
teeth.
mouth. Yeah, no, they end.
I don't know. I'm going to the dentist on May the 4th. May the 4th be with you.
I'm going on the 5th.
No shit.
Yeah.
Where do you go? Who's your tooth guy?
Swish. Swish. I go to Swish.
I go to Airport Dental, Dr. Brian LeBombard. I was
He's
like,
got a
LeBombard.
You're like, do you have anyone else?
Sign me up. I'm here to see the LeBombard. The Bard of LeBombard.
What are our wrapping up thoughts? We got wrapping up bits?
Magic is something that everyone does, and some people know they're doing it, and some people don't. And your preconceived notions about that word will hinder you from unlocking your true potential. That's what I would say.
I need to write that down.
Play it back.
Play it back. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Yes.
Stay tuned for more. We need to work on our Simpsons rubbish.
Oh, dude, that is gonna be something else. Like, that has been cooking in my brain.
Well, that's what we should use that $20 Amazon card for.
For wigs?
Yeah, for Simpsons gear.
I want to do a different recipe. I want to figure out the best thing to cook.
That's not Butterfingers?
I have no connection to it.
Okay. Yeah.
I just need to wrestle with something in my soul.
Okay.
We're going to do it. We will do it.
There's that cake. Remember the cake that Marge makes for Homer?
Which one?
The one with all the letters on it, when he starts to eat some of her cake and she's like, no, I made you your own cake.
The cake that I always remember is the one that Mr. Burns makes. And it's like when Homer and Marge are inducted into the country club or whatever it is. And he's like showing it to Smithers. Smithers is having a slice. And then Mr. Burns is like, I pickled the figs myself. Oh, yeah. And it has like spiders on it or some shit. But yeah, that.
Stay tuned for more motorcycle content from us.
Whoa. Yeah, like and subscribe down below. Up above to the side.
Stay tuned for... So I am in a ridiculous episode of Yummy Noob. It is ridiculous. I felt like a clown in the best way. It felt
The link
fun.
is below in the description.
Yeah, because it'll be out this Friday.
I can't wait to see it.
Dude,
there was a lot of costumery.
Yes. And I guess I can't say his real name. Yammy was like, Whitney, will you come help with hair and makeup? And I was like, yeah, if I get to have fun. And he's like, oh yeah, of course. I was like, okay, sick.
You gotta show up for yourself, brothers and sisters.
I was in drag and I really enjoyed that.
Dude, I love doing drag. It feels empowering.
Yeah, I would
make a really hot dude. I've seen it. And I'm like, damn, I would date you.
Weren't you the weather guy, or what was your...
Oh, Trent. I did a Halloween costume one year where I was Trent, the amateur storm chaser. And I just wore like all Nick's clothes.
You can never not live near me. I will be so upset because
we'll never be apart. We gotta move to Escondido.
Well, you can have a house there, but you gotta buy the house next to me too.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right.
Need some more chits.
Just need more chits, more ducats.
Send your ducats.
Send your ducats.
We'll put them to good use.
I'll put in the link to buy us a coffee, and I'll try to think of something fucking hilarious to do with it.
Hell yeah, brother.
Bye, guys.
Goodbye, Kennel brothers and sisters.
Goodbye, Trent, the amateur storm chaser.
Amateur storm chaser. I put it on my MasterCard.